Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Here with Brandon again. Want to do a cool little series of videos here. We're going to do a few short ones. Obviously, they'll come out in segments. We've got a ton of topics that people have, left below, commented on some of the videos, messaged us directly, things like that. So, gonna go over a few. But first things first, Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, good. TGIF or whatever it is.
There it
Friday.
is.
So things are good. No complaints, but
Have to complain about a Friday.
exactly. Well, here, so this one I thought was interesting about competition. Try to pick a little bit of everything. The lots of brands and companies in California. How are you making sure your products stand out? Would love some more insight about the marketing and branding that goes behind the products.
Yeah. So I think for us historically, it's been about quality, right? There's a lot of snake oil potentially in the industry, and so for us, we want to deliver a quality product to the end consumer that gives them value, right? For us, it's all about value. You can have an expensive product that doesn't deliver much value, and you can have a cheap product that delivers a ton of value, right? And so for us, we want to deliver value to our customers no matter what the price point is, right? And so I think for us, it all starts with kind of the quality of the inputs and the quality of the manufacturing. Knowing that every time they open up one of our products, they're going to get that same consistent product that they're expecting time and time again for us is crucial, right? And then from a marketing kind of and awareness perspective, I think that the reality is that a lot of these consumers are kind of new to the cannabis space, right? So it really comes down to education, right? We try to educate on all levels, right? Educating the buyers, educating the bud tenders on kind of what makes our products different, what goes into our products. Also at the same time, doing patient awareness, right? So doing PADs, demos in store, to kind of really educate the end consumer, right? We think that if we can kind of educate the end consumer on what our products are, how they're made, all the kind of important kind of characteristics, it'll go a long way into kind of creating that repeat volume for us and kind of creating that kind of customer retention.
Yeah. No, awesome. I think a fantastic answer. Really, I know a lot of these stem from, some people that are even in California. They're like, hey, I walk into a shop. There's, tons of things to choose from. Do you want to talk a little bit from, let's say you have a new product, what goes into, of course, becoming that, hey, we're a household name, or even just the first steps of getting just someone to take the chance and say, hey, this one looks interesting, I'll try it out. What's the strategy maybe from a branding marketing side on that side?
Yeah, I think that the cannabis space, because it is a new market, is a very unique one, right? When you go in to buy, a new type of cracker or a new type of juice, oftentimes you're not really asking the employees at the market, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Right? There's not that level of interaction that you have time and time and time again. In the retail environment within cannabis, that's actually kind of very different, right? The bud tenders and the employees working at the shops oftentimes are kind of that point of information for a lot of consumers, right? In many ways, it's kind of a two-way street. The consumer walks in, if they don't know what they're looking for, if they're kind of new to the industry, a lot of times they're asking the bud tenders, right? So the bud tenders, the folks who are working at the retail locations, end up having, being a great source of information, right? And so knowing that they are a kind of gateway to the end consumer, and knowing that they provide a lot of the feedback or a lot of the recommendations, our goal is to really educate the bud tenders, right? Knowing that they kind of control the end consumer. For us, it's how do we educate them, right? How do we explain why our products are different, what makes them great, having them try our products, right? And I think it's that's the best source of a recommendation is, hey, if a bud tender loves the products, they're going to be more likely to recommend them,
Right.
right? And
When
so
when an employee wants to tell you what their favorite thing is, that definitely goes a long way. It's interesting. Obviously, you think you walk in the store, hey Jim, let me know which one I should try out.
yep.
So cool. Yeah, and I was gonna ask, what do you do to kind of get these people in your corner? And you were mentioning, hey, try this out. Love for you to give us some feedback. How much of that is kind of I know with COVID maybe harder, but in store, hey, I'd love to meet you. Here's a new product, or um, anything else about that process. I just find it so interesting.
Yeah, I think obviously COVID has slowed that down, right? Obviously, we want to not only keep the safety of our employees, first and foremost, but also the safety of our retail partners, right? Now that COVID here in California, or retail is beginning to kind of really open up. Our sales team is in the accounts on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, talking with the bud tenders, getting to better to know them, getting feedback, giving them samples, letting them try the products. I think all these kind of components are huge when it comes to the current retail environment within cannabis, right? We know that they still provide so much of that recommendation. And so for us, getting in front of them, having it kind of really be a two-way street, that education process, we're doing it on a daily basis. And it's something that's kind of proven to be very successful for us.
Yeah, awesome. Well, look, I think a fantastic, you know, answer to the question. Of course, I imagine we're going to do more and more deep dives into each of these different questions. But thanks so much. Anything else before we move on to the kind of next industry-like question?
Yeah, no, I think again, it's an evolving market on the cannabis retail front, and one that we're going to constantly evolve with. But certainly we think we have a great game plan for the current environment.
Yeah, awesome, Brandon. Thank you. I'm sure we'll talk again soon. Anything else you want to leave people with?
Yeah, no, this was great. Again, I think feel free to ask questions, and I'm happy to always jump on and kind of provide insights, whether it be about our company or the industry as a whole. Happy to serve as a resource.
Awesome. Well, Brandon, thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend. We'll chat again soon.
Sounds great.